Hello, I'm back. I had taken yesterday off. I just didn't have enough time to get one of these in, and I'm a little disappointed in myself, to be frank. But I did want to get one in today. I'm a little bit later than normal because I had a bunch of stuff to get done, and then I wanted to get a workout in. And after I got my workout in, I wanted to go outside since it was so nice here in Las Vegas today. There was like perfect temperature. I don't know what it was, probably 72, let's call it, and sunny and not hot at all and not cold at all and no breeze. And so I went outside to shoot some hoops with my son. So I did that for a while. And then, yeah, that was pretty much my afternoon. And then now it's getting dark. It's finally sunset a little bit ago. And I thought I'd hop on here and get one of these in. So what I want to talk about a little bit today is sleep, right? We all know how much sleep is important. And I know for myself, if I get at least 7 hours of sleep, I feel $1,000,000 better than if I don't. And any nights that I don't, I can usually chalk it up to one of two things. And most of the time, it's just the fact that I went to bed too late because I just can't sleep in anymore at my old age. You know, next Sunday, it'll be my birthday. I'll be 45. So, you know, I'm getting up there in age now, and I'm almost to that AARP status. And, you know, I just don't sleep well anymore. But I think, you know, the reason I'm bringing this up is I had a couple bad nights in a row. I slept really poorly last night and a really poorly night before. Well, the night before last, that was the day I had the dentist appointment. I took that triazolam to go through my 2-hour appointment to get, you know, basically all the metal removed out of my right side of my mouth, metal fillings, and replaced with whatever they are, porcelain or composite or whatever the heck that is. And I need to get a crown, right? So when I took that stuff, I guess I slept while I was at the dentist, even though I didn't realize it, because, you know, you're kind of in and out. So Fitbit thought I was sleeping. And so then, and therefore, when I got back home, I was pretty tired too. So I laid down and slept some more. So I slept like 4 extra hours in the day. So I got like almost 11 hours of sleep, which is ridiculous in one day. So then trying to go to bed Wednesday night was really difficult. And then, of course, I stayed up till like 1:30 working on something. And then I had a tough time getting to sleep. Well, then when I got up, of course, you know, I woke up early-ish, not early, but 7:30 or something like that. And I'm sure I tossed and turned a little bit all night long and only got like 6 hours of sleep. Didn't feel so bad. Of course, it's never the first day when you don't get sleep. It's always the second day. That's always the worst. And then last night as well, I was working late. And I usually try to target to get to bed by like 12:30 at the latest, because, again, I know I don't sleep in. So in order for me to get a decent amount of sleep, I just need to go to bed a little earlier. But that's tough for me because I tend to work a lot late at night, and I like to work late at night. So, you know, it's one of those catch-22s for me. So anyway, I only got 5 hours and 25 minutes last night, and I don't feel that bad yet today either. So it's kind of weird. Maybe it's all that 11 hours I got on Wednesday. Not quite sure. But yeah, it was a late night or early morning or whatever you want to call it. But it wasn't enough time for me normally. So that's my 2 cents on sleep. Got to get your Z's. If you get your Z's, you stay younger, you feel younger, you look younger, and you're happier. I believe that. Moving on. I want to talk a little bit about my group coaching program. Again, growth marketing mindset, as well as my private mastermind coaching group that includes all my products, which is called Growth Marketing Insiders. And I just want to talk a little bit about why they're different and how they're different. Because I was contemplating doing some things with it, and then I was like, no, that's just silly. I was going to change GMM and restructure it so that it would basically help small business consultants and digital agency owners more or less get more clients to sell their micro automated services, which is what I primarily create and sell from a digital product space. So anyway, but then I thought about some more, and I'm like, wait, you know, growth marketing mindset was kind of an offshoot idea in early January or late December that I wanted to start this other membership group coaching program where it basically was for any type of business. And, you know, no matter what kind of business you ran, it would be applicable to you, because it was just going to teach you all kinds of various digital marketing strategies and techniques and things like this, and be priced for less than like a pizza for 4, 1 hour sessions per month. I mean, that's unbelievably good deal. But to be honest, I just didn't get as much response for that as I had hoped, and I wanted to get more people in there, way more people in there than I wanted to. We talked a little bit about that in one of the vlogs about the rule of dammits, and of course that one fits right in there with it. And so I was thinking about restructuring it to, like I said, work more towards the people who primarily do or are small business consultants and digital agency owners. And then I thought, why do all of that for GMM when I can just add it to GMI, which is Growth Marketing Insiders, which includes all my programs, and most of my programs are focused on micro automated services. And so it just fits in perfectly. It just value adds to that group and to that membership. And so that's what I've done. And so now, right now, I have Growth Marketing Mindset, the general digital marketing training group coaching program, shut down for the time being, as I just don't want to get the two confused, mostly because that's the problem. The problem is I named the darn things too darn close to each other, even though they are different. They are very similar, and a lot of people probably get them confused and probably don't understand what's really different about them or whatever it might be. So I just, like I said, put that GMM one on hiatus for a little bit. I'm going to focus primarily on GMI because that's my bread and butter anyway. That's what I do. I'm a local business consultant at heart, and that's just what I offer. So I should be focused primarily on that anyway. If I ever get large enough social audience or whatever it might be, then perhaps, GMM makes a lot more sense for casting a wider net to more people that are not specifically into small business consulting or digital marketing agencies. So that's a little bit about that. And then I just wanted to talk a little bit about the newest podcast I just got done. I'm going to put it out tonight. So if you have a chance, you can check it out later. I should get it up in the next hour or so after this. But what I did is this week I just talked a lot about, since this has been top of mind for me this entire week and a little bit longer than that, I talked a little bit about activity-based services as a digital agency owner or small business consultant versus results-based services. So when traditionally, up until about 3 years ago, I used to do more or less results-based services for small businesses, right? Which meant I was offering stuff like, social media management and marketing, and I was offering Facebook like ads and stuff that basically people, clients would expect ROI, return on investment. And so that's all fine and dandy, and usually command much higher prices for those things or fees. But at the same time, it's so daunting of a task to really offer that when you're trying to get more clients, right? To basically scale your business, that becomes really almost too much demand. There's too many customizations for each particular client that you have to do and go through. So it makes it really, really difficult in order to spend that much time for each particular client to give them the most attention that each of them deserve. So therefore you can't have as many clients. And on top of that, because it's a higher fee, typically we're talking about probably $1,000+ per service or whatever it might be. I had a couple clients where the retainers were $2,500, $3,500, et cetera, for a few things. And, a lot of times those businesses simply can't afford those fees. They can't really afford what they're paying you. And what'll end up happening is, even if you're doing a good job and you're producing, the results that they want, at the end of the day, they typically don't want to keep paying you, and they can't necessarily afford it. And so therefore, you might be able to get them on board and do a few things for them for a few months, but then typically it's hard to hold on to, right? So it depends on who they are. Like, I've got a client right now that I've had since 2009. That, of course, it's not a high ticket client, but they could afford it for sure if they were asking me to do more high ticket type things. But I don't want to do that anyway. I want to only offer activity-based services, and that's all I've been offering for the last 3 years or so. And that's what I specialize in, and that's what micro automated services is all about, right? So anyway, in activity-based services, just to define that a little further for you in case you're not familiar, is more or less stuff like social posting, monthly email newsletters, chatbots, billboards, et cetera, right? basically stuff where you can have it set up and spend a little time to set up per client and then really never touch it again for the most part. And on top of that, a lot of it can be done in a niche specific way so that it can be reutilized or packaged for another client without having to reinvent the wheel, without having to recreate it all from scratch, which is really nice because now it allows you to almost scale infinitely to as many small business owners as you want in a particular niche. And then since it is so easy to deploy and get together initially, you don't have to charge a whole lot, which makes it a really easy sale, right? So if they don't have to spend a lot of money with you and they can spend as little as maybe $100 to $200 a month, it's a no-brainer. It just makes it super easy for them. So, and then they never really cancel. That's the other beauty. In 3 years I've been doing this, I haven't had anyone cancel yet. And so that makes it so nice and so attractive because at the end of the day, it's like a Netflix subscription for them. And bottom line is they just won't hassle with trying to cancel it. They know it's worth what it is, and they know they need this stuff, and they know that it's going to cost them far more to get it created themselves or to hire somebody to actually do it for them in-house. Like if they were to hire somebody in-house to just post on social media for them or write up some monthly email newsletters and set it up and send them out and all that sort of thing. So, it's just a no-brainer thing. Anyway, that's enough of my rant and raves for today. I think I've gone on long enough. Appreciate anyone who tuned in. And again, you can see it scrolling on the bottom of my screen, kerryspodcast.com. That new podcast should be up here shortly. And of course, it just hits on pretty much everything I just said in the last, I don't know, however long it's taken me to talk about that. But so in other words, if you've already been here watching this, probably don't need to really watch that. But if you want to, great. Anyway, I do encourage you to watch it just because I'd love to get more people watching my podcast, listening to my podcast, and et cetera. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got for you guys today. If you guys got any questions, let me know. Let me see who's commented here. Yeah, that's a good question. Someone just asked me, here it is. Our small business is going to be here in 10 months. I think so. I know I just heard today California has lost 15th, I think it was last night on Nightline. I was watching it after Jimmy Kimmel. It was 15,000 small businesses have been permanently shut down. Like small business owners have literally had to close shop and stop serving. So that really, really, really sucks. Hopefully, though, things are getting under control. We're getting more and more of the vaccines out to everybody. So these restrictions and limitations are slowly but surely going to be going away. I know Texas and Mississippi both opened up fully, even though some of the businesses within those states are still requiring face masks and whatever limitations that they have set. So it's going to come down to, of course, it comes down to state level, then county level, then basically business level, right? So who knows? So not sure what that meant. I'll show it anyway. It says, hi, Kerry, Knoll, ABS. Who is getting this now in 2021? Not exactly certain what that means. So if you want to clarify before we hop off, I'll be sure to answer it if I can. And then I got another comment that says 123 minutes. So I'm not sure exactly what that means either. I'm going to throw that up there just so you guys see it. So anyway, I'll give it about a couple more minutes. If there's anything else you want to ask, shoot, and I'll try to answer it. But yeah, back to the small business thing. I'm really, really hoping that everything gets back to normal really soon. I heard also that I mentioned this in my last vlog. I think that Merck is going to help out with Johnson & Johnson to get more of their vaccines distributed or manufactured and distributed, so that I think the projected number was like every American would be able to get vaccinated by May if all this goes as planned. So we'll see how that goes. Now, of course, not everyone wants to get vaccinated. There's, that's a whole nother issue for another day. And I'm not going to say whether or not you should or shouldn't get it. But, at the end of the day, as long as there's the possibility of everyone getting it, I think that's going to help a lot of things go more back to normal. Of course, I think face masks in general will be more or less. Obviously, there's going to be some people are going to be like used to it, or they're going to be just nervous, worried, whatever it might be, and they're going to want to wear a mask even when we don't need to wear masks anymore. So there's going to be that, but I think everything will go back to more or less what it was almost before the pandemic began. So we'll see. Okay, I think I talked long enough. I think I appreciate every single one of you who's tuned in and watched and sent me any comments. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Again, check out kerryspodcast.com for the latest podcast. Normally I get it out every Thursday evening, but yesterday was a little different for me, so I'm going to get it out tonight instead. Anyway, okay, so with that being said, thanks so much. Again, I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully a little earlier in the day. And I don't know what I'll talk about, but we'll see. Something will come to mind, I'm sure. Always does. All right, have a good one. Have a great Friday night, and see you tomorrow.